So August 5th, 2012 is probably the biggest event in my life since I've been born. It was definitely, the longest day of my life. From the morning that, I pulled up and I see the cops blocking off the street to finding out there was a shooting, and then that it was actually at our Gurdwara, and that it was actually somebody who doesn't even attend the Gurdwara, but rather someone who's just basically terrorizing our community. And then to go an entire day not knowing who was in there, who's alive, and then finding out that my uncle, my Thayaji, and two of my dear friends had died. It just flips your whole perspective on reality. I think that day has continued to help enlighten me or show me, a lot of the things that I had ignored for pretty much most of my life. I mean, when that day happened, that was the day I decided to start tying a turban and keeping my hair, not only in reverence to, the individuals that passed away, including, the people behind me, but also to really help people realize that no matter who we are, no matter what faith we practice, no matter how we look, that we're all human beings. There's no reason for anyone to commit any such act. But even more than that, there's no reason to even hold any sort of anger towards people. And I know that's sort of an idealistic notion, but I realized it within myself. I pulled up behind a car going to a grocery store that had a Jesus fish on it, and I felt this gut reaction of anger, and I became much more vigilant of where are my biases when this all happened, because that Wade Michael Page was also a human being. He was also born into a family and eventually adopted these things. We all at any point in time could end up on the same path. So I looked at that anger and I was like, why am I angry? I had to work through it. I said, okay, for one, I don't even know if the person driving, if that's their car. And then I went down to the path of, okay, even if it is their car, they don't have to be the Christians who had told me, hundreds of times that I was going to hell, And I started to realize, even if that is them, that they're still a human being. For me to be angry at them is not justified by any means. And, all these notions really pushed me to my faith, where not only did it make me look inside myself and look at what am I doing for my community and Sikhism, it's what do I even know about my own faith? I didn't know a lot of the tenets. I didn't even know why we, kept our hair and tied a turban. I did it originally out of, solidarity. But as I learned more and more about our Sikh history and the richness and the uniform that we do adopt in terms of being, basically an army of justice, really, of love and justice, did I realize that I was accountable for who I was as a person. And it made me realize that I have a lot of work to do. And, part of it when I transitioned my appearance was to reach out to anybody and everybody that I could encounter and just say, hello, how are you doing? Show them that I'm a human being, I'm a person, and I care about you. I care about how you're doing. I want to know who you are. I want to know your name. I want to learn about you. I want us to learn about us. Because I feel, for me, Wade Michael Page didn't have enough love or people caring about him in his life. This anger comes from a place when you don't get that. And so the least I could do was do that and reach out and show them that, that love, support, and, seva, as we call it in Sikhism, that doesn't have any necessary appearance associated with it. And if anything, I wanted to show them that people who are Sikhs want to go out and do that. Everyone does. but Sikhs in particular, it's a big part of our faith to do it, and that I was going to do that. And that message for me is the most important thing of all. And we need to attack it from a lot of different angles because people are so uneducated about Sikhism. My own friends came up to me, they're like, I had no idea about your religion until the shooting happened. And that was devastating to me because I was like, what am I doing? And what are we doing as a community? I mean, for better or worse, that event happened for a lot of reasons. And it really brought to light a lot of them. And one of the things is that we as Sikhs are not, or have not, done enough to really educate people about the beautiful faith that we follow. And not only do we need to make an effort as individuals to reach out and be a part of the community and say, hi, how are you doing? We also need to let them know at every level, and media is a huge display for us to do that. And the idea, when the idea of the National Sikh Campaign was introduced to me, I thought, this is awesome. We need something like this. We need the groundwork, but we also need to display it in a broader platform, show people that you're going to see Sikhs no matter where you go. You might as well learn about them. There's so many different venues to do it, and the fact that we haven't used media as much as we can shows that, all right, this is one way that we really can address it in addition to all the other ways. Opening our Gurdwara doors, talking to people, having different, interfaith conferences, things of that nature, but also showing them that Sikhs are people. You see it on your TV, you're going to hear about it on the radio. You can't avoid us, so you might as well get to learn about us and really start making a community with us.